Lifetime highlight. We didn't make this up. It's true. 2000th highlight in the history of NFL prime time. And to help us dole out a little history, did I say dole? Thomas Jackson and the judge, Bill Pito. The Pittsburgh Steelers had it rolling until they lost last week to the Houston Oilers. The Atlanta Falcons gave everything they had before succumbing at Dallas. So you figure that with Bill Cowher's jaw firmly out there, Shula-esque, that this would be no problem for the Steelers over the Atlanta Falcons. That's why they play the game. And here they go from Atlanta. Hey, the Braves couldn't win. Maybe the Falcons could step up. June Jones saying, let's try something different. Two runners in the backfield. And why not Bobby Hebert or Jamal Anderson? And we love the way he plays. Look at this, Thomas. Boom, through the Steelers. And it's a 27-yard pickup down to the 5. A couple plays later, Hebert to Robbie. Toe back. Lineman eligible, touchdown, 7, I think, foul.
Yeah, and what makes this play is Tobeck does a good job of selling the block on the end and then sliding out into the flat. Hebert delivers for the touchdown. And then a good job by the Falcons for most of the day of putting pressure on Tom Zach. There, Cornelius Bennett comes free for one of 4 sacks that they had on the day.
Third quarter, the Steelers down 10-3. Mike Tomczak to Andre Hastings. It's the Battle of Hastings. 12-yard touchdown. We're tied at 10. Tomczak, 22 of 27 for 214. He was on it again. Later in the third, his 100-yard rushing streak snapped last week. But Jerome Bettis does what he does best. That's right. Go north-south. Here we go. And boom. 24 yards. A good block by Tim Lester, number 34. This is Gladys Bettis. Not Gladys Knight, the Pips, but Gladys Bettis' mom. Then from the 1 in. Touchdown. Steelers lead 17-10. 90 yards in the second half alone for the big fella. Fourth quarter, though, the Falcons, gritty. They played well these last few weeks, despite the fact they had nothing to show for it. Bobby Hebert to Bert Emanuel. 42 yards. Sets up a 4-yard TD from Hebert to Emanuel. It ties it at 17. Just over 3 minutes to go to tie game. Bettis uncorks a 15-yard run. Norm Johnson warming up. Will he be the hero? Then Tomczak. Hastings, left flat. Makes the comeback catch down to the 21. Steelers get inside the 5. 3 seconds to go. Good. Norm Johnson, it's good. Bill Cowher, it's good. Atlanta Falcons, it's bad. Another loss for the game Falcons, but the Steelers back on the winning track. They have to mark the 6-2. The Steelers win at 20-17 between 126 yards rushing for Jerome Bettis, who gets back in that category. We showed you Tomczak's numbers. And you know what, Tom? First of all, when you're winless, it's very hard to go to work and say, well, we're going nowhere. We're a playoff team last year. Give the Falcons the nod. I mean,
right.
A couple weeks ago, they came from behind, almost beat Detroit. Last week, they almost beat Dallas. They almost beat the Steelers. They're close. But in the end, Pittsburgh getting the win. The teams that know how to win are winning in these situations.
And I think too much of a typical Pittsburgh game plan. They feed you a large dose of Jerome Bettis. Again, he went over 100 yards rushing. Mike Tomczak supported by a solid, hard-hitting defense. But I think when you talk about Mike Tomczak, and I was one of the ones who said at the beginning of the year, we knew his history. He would play 3 good games in a row. He'd play a bad one. He hasn't done that. He's been as accurate as I've seen him all year or all his career. 22 of 27 today, and I think you give credit not only to Tomczak, but for Cowher for making a quick decision. Early on this year, we have to remember, this team lost their first football game to the Jaguars. He made the switch from Miller to Tomczak. They now are one of the best teams in the league.
He wanted veteran leadership at the quarterback post at that time.
That's right.
And he's continuing to get veteran leadership at the quarterback post. So the Steelers are up to 6-2. When we return, plenty to show you on NFL prime time, including, well, the Bay of Pigs. Doesn't get much better than that. Fittingly, it's our historic highlight. 49ers, Oilers. Eddie George and the Oilers try to beat the Niners in a hard-hitting affair.
Everybody.
Special financing now available.
Where the la with the cow.
Are you searching for wealth and fearing a mirage? Or are you looking for a way to start building wealth? Ask your financial advisor about Kemper Funds to start building tomorrows today.
If one more worker makes it through the day safely, then Travelers has done its job. We've made your job more secure. In business as in life, what we all need Insurance from Travelers provides something to hold on to.
If you're ready to do business on the internet, and you're wondering where to start, then the fastest growing internet provider in America invites you to get on board. Now, no matter what size your business is, AT&T makes it easy to catch the wave.
The new Plymouth Breeze. Please, keep all hands and arms inside the vehicle until the ride comes to a complete stop.
NFL Prime Time is brought to you by 1-800-COLLECT, the way to save on collect calls.
Well, trick-or-treating Monday night. Mike and the Gang Prime Monday at 7:30 Eastern Time gets you set for the Bears and the Vikings. And then on ABC's Monday Night Football from the Metrodome, an NFC North Division rivalry, Bears-Vikes, Monday Night Football. And then our Sunday Night Football begins. Next Sunday night, Jerry Rice going for career catch number 1,000 against the Saints. They changed coaches midseason in 1970. J.D. Roberts, the first head coach. Tom Dempsey kicked a 63-yard field goal. What will they do for Rick Venturi against the Niners? You'll have to tune in with Mike and Joe and the Gang and Martin when we return. Plenty to come in prime time. The Giants had a surprise for the Lions. And first game for Bruce Coslett. Would that be a different result for the Bengalis?
When I started losing my hair, it bothered me, and I finally got to the point where I just didn't want to think about it anymore. But I didn't want to do anything until I knew I could get the look that I wanted. The most important thing to me was the hairline. It had to look natural.
Hair Club for Men is proud to announce a technological breakthrough. Call our toll-free number now to receive your free copy of Hair Club's exciting new technology brochure.
I just love the idea that I can get out of the shower, towel dry my hair, blow dry it, and I'm gone.
So call now and get Hair Club's new technology brochure. You'll see before and after photos of men like yourself who have already experienced the benefits of this innovative technology.
I'd seen too many people that had tried surgery or products that promised to grow their hair back again. I wanted something that was simple, non-surgical, that would give me the results that I was really after.
Call our toll-free number for your free brochure, because Hair Club for Men really can make a difference.
At the tone, the time will be 7:30 p.m.
On Monday nights, your NFL action starts at 7:30. Because between what happens on Sunday and what's coming up Monday night, there's plenty to talk about.
The time will be 7:30.
Join Mike Tirico, Sterling Sharp, and Joe Theismann as they take you deep inside the NFL. Analysis, perspective, experience. It's time to catch NFL Prime Monday. Monday nights at 7:30, only on ESPN.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime. The Judge, Bill Pito, with us now, and a change from David Shula to Bruce Coslett, a longtime offensive coordinator, both in the Weiss years and the Shula era. Would the Bengals change their stripes? Please.
Well, they have to do something. New Bengals coach Bruce Coslett wants to bring the jungle back to Cincinnati, but it's Coslett who finds himself in a jungle. Coslett won't have long to turn the 1-6 Bengals around. The team needs wins now to generate financial support for a new stadium. Can Coslett make a difference? Well, safety Bo Orlando says if there's any change, it will be on Sunday. The Bengals at home to play Jacksonville. And Bengals fans want that jungle back. Coslett focused. Second quarter, no score. Jags spread the field. Mark Brunell, the leading NFL quarterback in terms of passing yardage coming in, running. Touchdown. He had 45 yards rushing on the day, 7-0 Jags. Tommy, how about the Jags pressure?
Yeah, good job of pressuring Jeff Blake. You take a look at Clyde Simmons on the bottom outside of your screen right there. Runs a little twist with the end. Maintains some pursuit toward the quarterback and brings Jeff Blake down for a Jags record, tying a record of 5 sacks.
But here's Blake to Carl Pickens. Hung in there. Touchdown. Tied at 7. Tommy, a pick situation.
Well, Pickens does a good job of getting inside, but you watch Tony McGee flash right there and rub off the defender. so Pickens can work his way back inside to get a touchdown.
Third quarter now, the Jags are driving. Brunell back to pass to Natron Means. Means runs right through Rod Jones at the goal line. He's in there, 14-7 Jacksonville. Coslet and the Bengals, no answer in the fourth. It's Blake again to Pickens again. Pickens, 6 catches, 51 yards, 2 touchdowns, tied at 14. Blake, pretty good afternoon, 19 of 30, 244 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Minutes later, the Bengals driving. DeJohn Carter, he didn't start, at 8 carries, 27 yards, and that touchdown. Bengals up 21-14. Less than 2 minutes to go. After a Jags touchdown, they're down 28-21. The onside kick. Dave Thomas and Dana Hall both collide. Thomas and Hall, it looked terrible. Thomas left the field on a stretcher, broke his left femur. Hall left the field, a sprained lower back. The Bengals got the ball after the onside kick, and they go on to win by the score of 28-21. Thankfully, Hall, just a sprained lower back, it looked a lot worse. Brunell was picked off twice, and both interceptions led to Cincinnati touchdowns. Brunell had just 215 yards passing. Jags have now lost 9 straight on the road. Cincinnati's Blake left the game with a sore abdomen, but it's not considered serious. So Coslet, Chris, gets his first win in his first game, and that's something he felt he had to do to get this team turned around, at least to have any chance of making a run here as the season progresses.
The defense has played better than they expected this year, Billy. It's the offense that struggled, and maybe that's where they start to make their move. Well, the Detroit Lions at home always make a move. They'd won 10 in a row, and into town limped the New York Football Giants. Ranked number 27 in rushing defense, going up against Barry Sanders, who hadn't had a 100-yard day rushing in his last 5 games. So obviously, a Lions blowout, but Tom, a recurring theme. That's why they play the game. Here we go from the Silverdome. And Dave Brown with the Giants down 7-2. They blocked a punt for a safety. Dave Brown to Chris Callaway, 36 yards. Ryan McNeil brings him down. Then, once Dan Reeves, oh, that tricky Dan Reeves. Tyrone Wheatley, he's going to throw it. And it's down to Chris Callaway, there's the score. There they go. The Giants up 8-7 as Callaway 3 for 77 in the first half. Giants defense, though, takes over. It was a day for the defense for the G-men. Scott Mitchell picked off by, where is it? It's a fumble. Corey Widmer, then Jason Sehorn. Maurice Douglas picks it off, and look at him go. He's been 11 years in the NFL. It's his first TD. Giants lead 18-7. Tito Wooten blocked a punt earlier, picks off Scott Mitchell. That leads to a touchdown. The Giants, after playing some superior defense, lead at 25-7 in the second quarter. Even Barry Sanders couldn't get going against this D.
Chris, when your passing game is as ineffective as the Lions were today, Barry Sanders would suffer the consequences. Here he takes a screen pass. Jesse Armstead right on top of him. Then Sanders with a handoff. You see him trying to find room up the middle of the field. None there. And then after a gain of 3, watch right here as the Giants converge on the outside. You look at his stats on the first half, wow. 6 carries, 8 yards.
Meanwhile, Wayne Fonz says we need something from our quarterback. Makes a decision. The Magic Man, Don Majkowski in. Scott Mitchell, been picked off 3 times out. He's irate. The Magic Man, in the third quarter, directing traffic, bobbing, weaving, getting picked off. Almost intercepted. Mitchell stews. Hey, this was a blowout, folks. And the New York Giants, who had only 5 interceptions in their first 7 games, had 5 today. They block a punt for a safety. They recover a fumble. Their job against Barry Sanders is unbelievable as they hold him to 47 yards. And the Giants win it 35-7. The Giants, Tom, attitude. They stay with it, and they even pulled a couple tricks out of the bag with Wheatley.
And I think it's a direct reflection of their head coach, Dan Reeves, who is a guy who does the most with the least sometimes. And I think today, when you look at the position he was put in, Keith Hamilton, his best run stopper, out of the lineup, but they managed to shut down Barry Sanders. And then I think you see a maturing process going on with Dave Brown. Early on in the year, it looked totally inept, but as the season has gone on, you see him getting more and more comfortable. And I think you see Dan Reeves giving him the things that he does best and putting those things in the game plan.
Now, let's call it here. We love Wayne. Wayne Fonz is one of Primetime's favorites. But here it comes. It's the first Rasputin game because they were 4-2. And now they're even at 4-4. They go at Green Bay, and then they go at San Diego, which may be a desperate team at that point on a Monday night. Scott Mitchell was picked off 3 times. Magic was picked off 2 times. Both were ineffective. they're in a situation where the watch is now beginning.
Well, they had better not start losing games at home.
Right.
We know how they are on the road.
That, they don't need to happen, but it did. And now they're in a little bit of trouble. Colts and Redskins, 2 first-place teams. Panthers, Eagles, 2 very good teams. Panthers started the day in first. Who would win it?
Did you know that every time you buy one of our beers, you'll get a date? Every time. Honest. You see, every package of ours has a little date printed right on it, in plain language. If the beer doesn't sell by that day, we take it back. Now, I suppose we could put a secret code on our packages, but then all you get is a blind date.
For years, I dreamed of seeing Venice with my boyfriend, Tom. I'd whisper about palazzos, gondolas. All he'd talk about is deadlines and business meetings. Finally, I went and booked 2 romantic weeks on the Grand Canal with my Visa Gold card. Tom was completely surprised.
Scusa, ma chi è questo Tom? Visa Gold, purchase power to make dreams come true. It's everywhere you want to be.
ESPN News? Yeah, great. Great timing, guys. Play for 13 years and I retire, and now you're coming out with this sports news channel? Oh, this is great. All these scores and highlights are really going to help my career. Look at me now. Gardening. Thanks from the bottom of my heart. No, really, truly, thanks. Appreciate it. Idiots. Ridiculous. Morons. You guys want to kick my dog while you're here?
Welcome back to NFL Primetime. Again, if you tune in late, it's just our 10th year. Not just our 10th, it is our 10th year. And coming up in a moment, our 2000th lifetime highlight. Wow. Number 1999 pits a pair of 5 and 2 teams. Say that 3 times fast. The Panthers and the Philadelphia Eagles. And with Ray Rhodes and Dom Capers as head coach, going up against 2 young quarterbacks in Ty Detmer and Kerry Collins, you knew that they would throw everything at the young guys. Not only did they throw the kitchen sink, they threw in the dishwasher and the garbage disposal. Here we go at the vet. As Kerry Collins, 4th and inches, first quarter, Anthony Johnson stacked up by the Philly defense, Tom, so they hold.
Yeah, great blitz from the outside. Ray Farmer, you see him slant down the line. Nice tackle on Anthony Johnson.
Eagles 1st and 10 now after taking over. Ty Detmer off his huge game with Irving Fryer. Continues to look at the pretty pass to Fryer, 42 yards down to the 5. Next play, Ricky Waters says, Ty, what is the play? Ty, oh, okay, get out of here. You know what? And Detmer showing some poise, calls a timeout. So 2nd and goal from the 3. Here's the play, Ricky. Ricky running Waters. Touchdown, 85-yard drive, 7-0 Eagles. 2nd quarter, same score. The ball on the 9. And Detmer to the rookie tight end, Jason. Well done. 5-play, 85-yard drive, 14-0 Philly.
Yeah, Detmer showed a lot of poise with pressure on his backside. You see Lamar Latham coming from the backside, nails him, and we've seen some mighty feisty quarterbacks this year. Detmer says, get up off of me. Latham starts a little something, and you see Detmer right there saying, Brooks, we got a touchdown. Just let it go.
3rd quarter, more Philadelphia defense. Troy Vincent with the hit on Anthony Johnson. Mike Marmola, it's a fumble. He falls on it. Sets up a Gary Anderson field goal, 17-3 after that. 4th quarter, it's Detmer and Fryer again. This one for the history books. 36 yards, same play as before. Congratulations to Irving Fryer. Only the 15th of 600 lifetime catches. Detmer, 23 of 38 for 342. That set up a field goal. It's now 20-9. 4th quarter, Kerry Collins has a chance to get his team back in the game. Run! It's the 5. It's a fumble! Vincent knocks the ball loose. Brian Dawkins recovers on a big change of events.
Yeah, and you see Kerry Collins right there not really protecting that football, and that's a critical situation for his ball club. He'll learn as he matures.
Well, the Eagles celebrate. They play the good D, and they win it by the count of 20-9. In that game, even though Waters was held to just 33 yards, it was Detmer that had a huge outing, and Philadelphia inside the red zone had 3 times in there, got 17 points. Carolina inside the red zone 4 times in there for only 6 points. And that's the difference in the ball game. Tommy, first of all, let's go with Ty Detmer, who we showed on the NFL Countdown. Had a nice story with him. Hey, he's 3-0, showing a lot of poise. A lot of poise.
And hats off to Ty Detmer, because when I talked with Carolina this week, what they wanted to do was stop Ricky Watters, put him in a position where they had to throw the football, and then pressure Ty Detmer. They managed to stop Ricky Watters and got some pressure on Ty Detmer. He responded with being very poised, and I think played beyond the number of games that he has in his history. Now, you have an interesting dilemma if you are the Carolina Panthers. You're on the road, you're playing a very tough football team. You see that Kerry Collins is not playing well, and I think that every other portion of this football team, as they did today, plays pretty well. I think you have to, at some point, think about putting Steve Berline in, getting a little bit of that maturity we talk about, and allowing him to give you a chance to win a game like this. Your defense is going to keep you in games. That's what makes it an interesting dilemma.
Well, their goals have changed. You see, they can get into the playoffs here, but it's not a benching for good. I'd like to see them use Berline like Don Strock, like they used to play Woodley for 2.5, 3 quarters. If that didn't work, Strock, you're into the 4th quarter. Woodley, you start next week. Not for us to tell Don Papers and Napoleon what to do. But just a thought from some people who care. When we return on the NFL Prime Time. Marshall, well, all sorts of stuff. Brett Favre, Antonio Freeman, not what the Packers needed. Moose in the Battle of JJ. Stay with us.
Where they're shooting the logo athletic commercial.
Bruce Smith, what's he doing? It's supposed to be a quarterback commercial. I don't know, but maybe someone should tell that to Bruce. I'm not telling him. Troy, you tell him. Yeah. Go ahead. Get real.
Logo Athletic, authentic team apparel.
Dad, I want a pager. A Motorola?
Really? What's in it for me?
Dad, you want me? If I'm ever late, page me. See, we can make this connection. You know? I mean, I'm never going to take it to school. I'll respond like that, and Dad, your pages come first.
You would do that for me? Would you do something else for me? Shave.
Motorola pagers to know now.
Put on a clean shirt.
Motorola, what you never thought possible.
The Wall Street Journal keeps you on the cutting edge with news and insights that can affect you personally and professionally. Subscribe now and have the Journal delivered to your home or office. And with your paid subscription, you'll also receive our free personal finance software to help you make smart decisions. Get 10 weeks of the Journal and the software for only $3.80 a week. Call now, 800-443-7400. That's 800-443-7400 for the Wall Street Journal.
Good evening once again, everybody. I'm Chris Berman. Welcome to ESPN's debut of NFL Primetime, and we hope this becomes a habit. 20 yards for the touchdown. The Patriots have the lead. Lepet says, you know what? I am not a crook. It's a fumble. Anthony Smith rumbling, bumbling, stumbling to Ricky Irvin. And the Senator goes 20. I said he goes 25 yards for a touchdown. Kelly throws an intercept. What? What? Steve, I got you, babe, Bono. I got you, babe. Off to number 30, and look at that little maggot run. Whoa, Nelly. Let me tell you about Kip Jackson. Chris had a Vinny to Michael Jackson. Into the end zone. Miami's defense. Marco Coleman. John Carney, 43 yards out for the win. It is good. Good night, everybody. Craig Ironhead Hayward. Watch this. And boom. And boom. And watch this. And boom. And boom. And Norton Jr. Hits her right to the face and a left to the jaw. Just like his daddy would have done. Moon across the middle to Ernest Gibbons from Louisville. Now, watch what happens. Brett Favre throws it, and then it's prime time. Look at Dion make the interception and start up the field. And Chris, he gets loose and what? He could go. He could go all the way.
Psych. No, not this time.
Tom Jackson, Pete Axtell, and for Gail Gardner and John Soners, our entire crew on Primetime, I'm Chris Berman. Thanks for watching. See you next week. We haven't changed at all, have we?
We looked exactly the same.
Yeah, right. That was, that end there was September 13th, 1987, the first time NFL Primetime ever hit the air. That was the first year that we had the NFL here at ESPN. That first highlight with Nurture in there was the Patriots beat Miami 28-21 in the rain behind Steve Grogan and the Lepet interception. And now here we are standing on the precipice of our 2000th highlight. Have we been here that long?
And we've been there that long, and then great to see Pete in that highlight package.
We've had some fun. Pete and John Saunders and Gail Gardner and the judge and everyone who's been along for the ride behind the scenes has helped us. And now, speaking of Pete, for the 2000th highlight, is there any more fitting highlight that we could give and dole out fun than the Bay of Pigs? It's Tampa Bay at Green Bay at Lambeau Field, where the tundra has not even begun to get frosty. Brett Favre to Antonio Freeman, but he's crushed by Donnie Abraham and Melvin Johnson, and he suffers a broken forearm, gone 4 to 6 weeks. He had just moved into the important wide receiver slot occupied by Robert Brooks. But Edgar Allan Poe Bennett goes for 12 yards, and he gets blocking here, Tom.
Yeah, and they found something to the left side of this offense. There you see him. Edgar Bennett again being led down the field for a 7-yard gain.
And that'll, when they move over, it'll be Dorsey Levens for a touchdown. And the Packers lead it 10-0. Remember, oh, it's a double dip. They're all in the crowd there as Levens and William Henderson go up. Meanwhile, Packer defense, Reggie White.
Yeah, Reggie White, a great job rushing the punter here. Tommy Barnhart, he fakes the fake punt, then tries to punt the ball. Reggie White does a great job of the block. And Green Bay somewhere underneath there getting the recovery.
Then second quarter. Well, here we go. Here's Trent Dilfer, and what? Nothing there.
Yeah, White working on Riesenberg, and then watch this pass rush right here. Not a lot of technique to it. Just kind of pushes Riesenberg over right to Trent Dilfer.
Who needs technique when you get brute strength? Here we go, and Eric Rett, after seemingly a layoff of about 12 years, is back with the Bucs down 10-0. No. Eric Rett, run to Tara, Rett. Frankly, my dear, well, you know the way that goes. 12 carries, 29 yards for Rett in his season debut. And so the Buccaneers move in for a chip shot field goal, but Michael Koma, Husted, no hablo. And now these are the Buccaneers. Watch this, 4th and 9. Trent Dilfer. It's a fumble. It's a stumble. It's a fumble. It's a flip. It's a tip. It's a pick. Oh, my goodness. The entire franchise history boiled into that one play. But here they come. Trent Dilfer to Rob Thomas. It's a first down. Hey, remember the Bucs are in this game, down 13-0. Then Dilfer to Dave Moore. I said Dave Moore for a touchdown, and the Bucs are within 6, 13-7. Just over a minute to go, 4th and 6. Dilfer. 4th down. You at least throw it up there at that point. Leroy Butler, Brian Williams has had a big season to do the job. Brett Favre with no touchdown pass, first time in 18 games. That includes the playoffs. And the Packers do win. I mean, they're not thrilled with this because the Buccaneers played some good defense. The Packers win it by the count of 13-7 as they up their mark to 7-1. And as is the case, it seems all the time, there's one blowout between the Packers and the Bucs, which was in Week 1. And there's one close game, and that's what we had today.
Yeah, and I think what we really have here is two teams that have different agendas. In Tampa Bay, you have Tony Dungy looking for improvement in this squad. Now, certainly disappointment in the way Trent Dilfer played today, the two INTs in particular standing out. But he gets Eric Rett back in this lineup, and I think he saw some promise for his running game, and that defense is playing pretty steady football. They managed to stay in a game with the Green Bay Packers during the course of the day. Now, for Green Bay, you're talking about a ball club that's looking to get to the Super Bowl, and I think already every team that comes in, especially in Lambeau Field, they come in there and play them like they already have a championship.
In Lambeau Field, they do. Well, Tommy, 2,000 highlights now in the book?
Yeah.
I think it's time to go inside the numbers. As we go inside the numbers, here it is. Once again, the Bucs, the Bay of Pigs, our 2,000th highlight. Why do we show this? Well, in that one, you didn't have it, you could go all the way, but we're guessing here about 1,182 of those at our 2,000 highlights. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, we've had about 874. From Louisville, 257, your number. From
Brown University,
Steve George's number, 83. Buccaneers winning highlights over this time. Only 47. They won a nitro game. We didn't do that, so they've actually won 48. That is the actual number we thought you needed to know.
Inside the Numbers is brought to you by Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. It's everywhere you want to be.
All right, on to our next 2,000. No problem. By Steve Young, an early and scary exit from this game. Colts and Skins, two Eastern leaders. Terry Allen leading the way.
I'm not crazy about this artificial turf. Looks like shag carpeting. Got no gift. No big deal. After all, this is America, and we play football no matter what. Blizzards, floods, tropical storms, I've seen it all. And let me tell you this. If a meteorite hit the Earth tomorrow, you just wait for the darn thing to cool off, throw a field in the ashes, run it in for 6 points, and spike it to the end zone. Ow!
Sometimes life is an uphill battle. Handle it. Dunlop Tires.
Sad, isn't it? Finding out you paid too much for your stereo. Circuit City. You can't find a lower price. We guarantee it.
I can't believe I'm losing my hair back here.
Like father, like son.
Yeah, right.
Look, if you want to regrow some hair, check this out.
Rogaine? Don't you need a prescription?
Not anymore.
How's it work? Rogaine goes to the root of your hair, and for some people, gets it to grow.
What have you got to lose?
Nothing, I guess. Except more hair.
That's been easy to use.
And it's starting to work.
See, there's room for growth in every relationship.
Rogaine, medically proven to regrow hair.
All right, 49ers Oilers. Wait a minute. I think I know what this is. My goodness, you're kidding. We trotted this out? If we've had 2,000 highlights, here comes the 2001st, a primetime odyssey. It's the Oilers hosting the 49ers, and there you go. That's an odyssey. Marquez Pope, how up to the face. Steve Young down, and then Michael Barrow was all over. This is the third play, though, just drills him. Just drills Steve Young.
Yeah, perfectly legal hit. Great acceleration by Barrow, and helmet to helmet. Right there, put Young down.
Steve to the bench, diagnosed. He had a CAT scan, head and neck, transiently unconscious. However, probable next week. Unbelievable. More on this is a moment with Elvis Gerback not in the building. Jeff Fromm. Jeff Fromm's lullaby. The second-year man from Louisville gets drilled, but goes all the way down to the 1-yard line. And then Fromm to Terry Kirby. He wants to throw it, but Ted Thompson is covered. And then Tom, look at this play.
Yeah, Michael Barrow, not only a great hitter, very versatile, plays well in the passing game. Good job right there on tight end Thompson.
It's a 3-0 lead, and Chris Chandler, the middle screen to Ronnie Harmon. He's such a good pass receiver. And look at him go with some big moves for 20 yards. That sets up from 56 yards, Al Del Greco. He doesn't do this on the golf course with a slice. He hits it right down the pipe, and so it's a field goal. 6-3, Boilers.
Yeah, and Oilers secondary, a great job today on Jerry Rice. You see that right there, Chris Dishman would not bite on the short move, and then look at the entire secondary and a linebacker converge right there to keep a game very short for Rice.
The Oilers are up 9-3 in the fourth quarter, 4th and 3. Dishman there bats the ball away, and the Oilers figure they're in good shape. But here we go again. It's Braun. 9 minutes to go. The swing pass to Terry Kirby. And look at Derek Deese. Make a big block. That's right, Derek Deese. And then Kirby, 49 yards. At this point, William Floyd, who's fought so hard to come back, he was sitting. Kirby was playing 3rd and 7 from the 20 with 4.5 to go. Terrell Owens on the out pattern. Score! Beats Terrell Owens from the Owens. The most unlikely of combinations as the Niners up 10-9. Then Steve Air McNair's pass deflected by Junior Bryant, picked up by Chris Dolman. In a hard-hitting affair that Jeff Fisher could certainly appreciate. It's the 49ers winning by the count of 10-9 in a game that Jeff Fromm and Steve McNair finished. We told you the situation with Steve Young. It's amazing that he's listed as probable at all, but he was released from the hospital and discharged from Methodist Hospital, suffered the concussion, as we told you. Chris Chandler left the game, re-injured his groin, questionable for next week. That's why McNair ended that. So, in one of the hardest hitting games we've seen in a long while, it was 10-9, the 49ers. Colton Redskins. Battle of two first-place teams in the East. Marshall Faulk playing Tom. Already 3-0 Skids. And this is their drive. Look at Mark Logan, the former 49ers, barrel down for 28 yards to the Colt 21. 3 plays later, inside the 5, where are you going to go?
You're going to go to Terry Allen.
Yeah, they've done it all year. It's the 11th touchdown of the season. 10-0. The Redskins held to the... And look at the extra point. Scott Galbraith into Richard Dent, and boom! Dent says, don't do that!
Oh.
And Richard is ejected from the game. See, Marshall Faulk got the start down 10-0. And he looked pretty good on a couple of runs. Draw play from Harbaugh. Cuts the seam down to the inside the 5-yard line. This time, the play fake is to Faulk. Harbaugh rolls around and finds Cliff Gross. But unfortunately, Tom, he was totally gross.
Yeah, you take a look at the replay. Gross just doesn't squeeze this ball right there. Tries to pull it into his path. That's why you have to reach out with your hands and softly catch the football.
So Lindy had to settle for the field goal down 10-3 in the second. Next is a look at Gus Farad. What? To Henry Ellard, 30 yards. Down to the Colt 42. Ellard with 3 receptions is now tied with Hall of Famer Charlie Joyner for 5th on the all-time list, 750. What a big year Ellard is having, and what a reliable target he's been for Gus Farad. Here's Leslie Shepard. Boy, Farad throwing with authority, Tom. 7 yards, 17-3 Skins. This time, Faulk gets the ball in the red zone. Marshall is in. It's the Marshall plan. The Colts have cut it to 17-13 at the half. Late in the third quarter, Brian Mitchell. Here's where the game separated. Looking to make the move outside. Look at him have a little convoy. And even though a couple of Colts chase him all the way down inside the 20, he turns, go off the way. Oh, you're not going to call him down on the 1, are you? Ray McElroy called him down at the 1. Setting up a Terry Allen touchdown, though, 24-13, the Skins. This time, hit by Ken Harvey. It's Harbaugh. It's a Daryl Morrison picks it up as the Colts are standing around the Colts. Thought it was an incomplete pass.
Yeah, but you take another look here. The arm does not start forward before Ken Harvey gets to him. Actually, it was Harvey's momentum that knocked that ball forward.
So a good call there. The Skins get it. Terry Allen breaks free at the 20. He could go in for his 3rd touchdown of the day. 31-16. Skins 6 touchdowns the last 2 days for Allen. 13 on the year, and hail to the Redskins. They lost their first game this year. They've won 7 in a row as they beat the Colts 31-16. As Tommy, let's start with that game. Norv Turner's first 2 years, 9 wins. This year, 7 wins already. We aren't even in Halloween.
Yeah, and I think a simple formula. We heard Joe Theismann this morning talk about the new Hogs. They do the blocking. Terry Allen does the running. It takes the pressure off Farad. And I think that the one thing you look for in a good football team is solid special teams play, and the Washington Redskins get it.
One of the hardest hitting veteran San Francisco fans will remember a Monday nighter at Chicago in '88 that they lost to the Bears 10-9, a 14-6 Monday night game in '86, so they lost to the Redskins 14-6. But for San Francisco to get out of there with Brom and Owens as your combination with Steve Young, a question mark, speaks of their defense when Norton, by the way, had 11 tackles for the 49ers, as did Timmy McDonald. We have plenty to come. And I think the game that number 57 is mildly interested in, the Broncos and the Chiefs at Mile High. And Cowboys and Dolphins. Oh, yes, the Battle of Jays went its definite way.
People are talking to people. They'll simply say it. You won't believe it.
You can believe it. Sprint's great dime-a-minute rate just got better. Not just a little better. No way. Sprint said.
Let's give them something to talk about.
And this is it. Call for Sprint Cents and you'll pay just 10 cents a minute, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to the number you call most often. So call now and start talking. And when you sign up for Sprint Cents, there's no confusion about what you're paying. It's always just 10 cents a minute on all your other state-to-state calls to anywhere in the country. Every evening, every night, and all weekend long.
Let's give them something to talk about.
On top of that, you'll get 10% cash back after your first year with Sprint. So call now. Get 10 cents a minute all day to the number you call most. Call now.
1-800-621-7490. As part of our relationship with the NFL and the NBA, we educate first-year players on how to deal with us, with the media. It's kind of like our own rookie camp.
All right, you guys have money, but you don't have attitude. You're too nice. It's pathetic. You're the man. Say it. You're the man.
I'm the man.
Oh, I'm the man. Come on, man. It's got to be like, I'm the man. You got to raise it up like that. Puff up a little bit.
You.
I'm the man.
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 I tell you what, it's working. We're making a difference.
Well, we have fun with this one all weekend. St. Louis at Baltimore. Who's playing? And it was so hard to figure out that they went overtime.
Yeah, who would have thunk it? That's why I'm
Game
doing
of the
it.
day.
And I got it.
Yeah, it's yours.
Last week against Jacksonville, the Rams were totally outplayed, but won 17-14. Wide receiver Isaac Bruce put the win into perspective. Said, Bruce, it was ugly, but some people marry ugly women and have a beautiful marriage. He did say that. As for Baltimore, they've had so many injuries to defensive linemen, they've had to change from a 4-3 to a 3-4, and last week they gave up 45 points and 548 yards against Denver. The game of the day, Art Modell looking on, third quarter Rams up 13-6. Vinny Testaverde intercepted by Todd Light. Each team had 4 turnovers, 25 yards for Light on the return, 26 Rams. Fourth quarter now, Ravens down 23-17. Testaverde hits Derek Alexander, 13 yards and a touchdown. Ravens go up 24-23. Fourth quarter, under 7 minutes left. Bam Morris bams his way in there. He had 2 touchdowns in the game. Ravens up 31-23. Rams, though, they come back. 4:38 left. And Tony Banks, who had a big day, hits Isaac Bruce. He had the great quote, also had 11 catches for 229 yards. Rams in business. 3 plays later, Hale Green, the veteran, runs it in there for the touchdown. Rams down 31-29. Rich Brooks says, you know what? We got to go for 2. And on the 2, it's Green who runs it in, so we're tied at 31 all. Tommy, what do you have?
Well, you're going to see Tony Banks here suffer the fate of most young quarterbacks here. He takes the snap in the shotgun, looks down the football field, starts to scramble out, tackled by Jarrell Williams right there, coughs up the football, and it's recovered by the Ravens' Deron Jenkins.
Banks has now lost 8 fumbles this season. 3 seconds to go, 31 all. Matt Stover for the win, 32 yards out. It is up, and it is no good. Would this game ever end? We asked that once. It's overtime. 7:54 left in the OT. Banks hits Harold Green over the middle, tackled inside the 20. Chip Lohmiller, well, he's getting focused. But watch what happens here. Will it end? Will it end? 33-yard field goal up. Snap, butchered by Jamie Martin, and the game continues. Would this thing ever end? Brooks says, I don't know. Marchibroda, well, how about Testaverde here, Tommy?
Testaverde settled down right here, looks down the field, goes to Michael Jackson, for a 42-yard gain, and then something a little bit shorter to Brian Kitchen. On this next play, you see Testaverde right back there, short over the middle, throwing the ball down to the 34-yard line. 2 plays later, final seconds of overtime. Testaverde to Michael Jackson, the biggest of the day, as it wins the ball game with 10 seconds to go in overtime. Finally, the game ends, and the Ravens win it, 37-31. This game almost becomes the first tie game in the NFL since 1989. Ironically enough, it was the Browns who tied Kansas City. Banks, 26 of 40, 353 yards. Testaverde, 31 of 51 for 429 yards, 3 touchdowns. Vinny's got 15 touchdown passes in his last 5 games. Next stop, Jets and the Cards. Rich Kotite, well, already nervous. Opening play, second quarter, Jets up 3-zip. Flea flicker, Frank Reich, a wide open Keyshawn Johnson. Tommy, some analysis. Well, Billy, exactly what the flea flicker is designed to do. You see Aeneas Williams come off the coverage right there. He's looking for safety help. The safety is also bit on the flea flicker. The result is an easy touchdown to Keyshawn Johnson,
who had a big first half and then a foot fracas. Adrian Morrell and Seth Joyner. Joyner doesn't like what's going on here, and he retaliated. He ended up getting tossed. Cards down 17-0 at the half. Third quarter, here come the Cards. Flea flicker again, this time for the Cardinals. Graham to the former Jet, Rob Moore. Down to the Jets 3, sets up a touchdown. Cards down 17-7. Jets next possession, first down from their own 20. Adrian Morrell fumbles the football. Arizona recovers, and Rich Kotite says, oh, what do we have? Boomer Esiason, of course, now the backup with Arizona, former Jet quarterback. 3 plays later, Graham hits Larry Centers, 2 yards and a touchdown. Cards now down 17-14. Fourth quarter, it's 24-14 Jets after a touchdown. After the touchdown, the ensuing kickoff. Rookie Leland McElroy. Look at him go down the sideline, and the Cardinals in business. It would set up a touchdown. Cards down 24-21. Kotite says, oh boy. Later in the fourth, 1st and 10 from the Jet 20. Adrian Morrell Yo, Adrian, 31 carries, a team record 199 yards. Sets up a 1st and goal. Reich gives to Reggie Cobb. Rolling, touchdown. Jets up 31-21. Rich Kotite wins a football game. The Kites is over. The Yanks have won the World Series. The Jets have won a game. Joe Namath, he's excited, and the Jets win it 31-21. They snap a 12-game losing streak. Keyshawn Johnson, 7 catches, 94 yards. How about Rob Moore, the former Jet? 7 catches, 143 yards, 1 touchdown, but not enough. Disastrous loss here, Chris, for the Cardinals. They had a chance to go to 4-4. They had been 3-1 with Kent Graham as a starting quarterback, and the run ends with a loss against the Jets.
They can't beat the Jets. J-E-T-S, Jets, Giants, Yankees in a 24-hour span. Start spreading the news. All right, well, didn't have to spread this news when the schedule came out early in the year and said Dallas at Miami on October 27th. You just circled it. The Battle of Jays. Would Johnson, well, let me do this right now. Would Johnson give Jerry Jones the Jimmies, or would it be vice versa? I will say one thing right now. How about them Cowboys? Well, those are the happy days. Pair of Super Bowls for Jimmy and Jerry, and Sunday they shake hands opposite sides of the field. Dan Marino back wearing the protective shoe. Barry Switzer, he's won a Super Bowl. Okay, let's play the game. The talk is over. Troy Aikman, pump fake to Michael Irvin. I tell you what, he's back. 36-yard completion all the way down to Miami 35, Tom.
Yeah, and you look at corner Calvin Jackson and how much room he's given Michael Irvin right there to run that out pattern. And that's the kind of coverage all day that the Cowboys saw and took advantage of.
6-0 Cowboys early second quarter. Marino to Charles Jordan. That's a pretty slant. It's 31 yards. One play later. We told you on countdown, look for the fullback, Stanley Pritchett, out of the backfield. Marino listened, threw it, touchdown. The Dolphins lead it 7-6. How about them Dolphins? Dolphins doing some hitting in this game. Terrell Buckley, he had the 5 picks, lays out Kelvin Martin on a punt. O.J. McDuffie unloads on Billy Davis. Even Emmitt Smith twisted and tangled up in aqua. His knee a little sore, but Emmitt back after a few plays. Meanwhile, Marino gets it going. Looking deep, fires. Randall Hill bleeding ahead of the defense, 46 yards.
Yeah, Deion Sanders left the game. Alundis Bryce in at the corner, and Randall Hill evidently waiting on it and blows right by him. Doesn't think about stopping. 46 yards later, makes that diving catch.
Sets up a field goal, 10-9 at the half, but all Cowboys in the third quarter and the fourth quarter. First drive, Aikman, Deion, out pattern 11 yards. Then, third and goal from the 4, Aikman, Eric Bjornsson, touchdown. We don't have Novacek, but we got our touchdown. Hey, how about the Cowboys? They're up 16-10. Then, 3rd and 17, next Cowboy possession. Michael Irvin. Where's the defense? 61 yards down to the 3-yard line. My goodness. They were guarding him in Jacksonville. 2 plays later, Aikman, Irvin, 2-yard touchdown, 22-10. Irvin, hey, Jimmy knows this. 12 catches, 186 yards. My word, he's back. Dolphins trying to rally. Swing pass to Blaney Pomeroy. But Deion makes the strip. And it's a fumble. No, this way. No, this way. No, this way. No. Woo! But it's the Cowboys' ball. Marino feels the frustration. Fourth quarter, 3rd and 7. Aikman moves 15 yards to Darrell Johnson. Foot at the 12-yard line. Then, second and goal. Aikman. Let's see, we're going to the tight end. We go to Michael Irvin. What about Emmitt Smith? Oh, yeah, him. Number 22. Hit, but not stopped at the 1. Touchdown. 3 touchdowns in the second half for the Cowboys. And Barry Switzer, Jimmy Johnson are going to get out of here. And so, a convincing win by the Dallas Cowboys as they beat the Dolphins by the count of 29-10, outgaining the Dolphins in this game by the count of 482-221. So that's what they outgained them by here in the ball game. 27-10 first downs as Aikman with the 3 touchdown passes, 33 of 41 for 363. We've got more to come. But when we do, we got highlights to show you and game balls. Terry Allen, another 3 touchdowns for him. Plus late AFC West highlights. Stay with us.
Primitive investors were always stalking the bull, fearing the bear, chasing the fast buck. Slowly, some investors came to understand seasons and cycles. They worked to build wealth and preserve it, to thrive when others fought to survive. Are you counting on making a killing? Or have you evolved into a more civilized investor? Ask your financial advisor about Kemper funds to start building tomorrows today.
This is the locker room, and that's Neil Smith. We like him when he's good and mean. So we get his mother-in-law to call him Collect before each game without using 1-800-COLLECT. She's got some nerve, Neil. 1-800-COLLECT could have saved him up to 44%. Hey, Neil. She did it to you again. 1-800-COLLECT. Save the people you call up to 44%.
It's ESPN Sunday Night NFL. Everything you need for hours of smash-mouth football fun. You get miles of cable, color television cameras, Theismann and Patrick in the booth, and on the field, Mark Malone, microphones. There's even a blimp. And don't forget the big matchups.
Are you ready? I said, are you ready?
It's ESPN Sunday Night NFL. Much more than a game, it is the game.
Showdown atop the AFC West. 6-1 Denver, 5-2 Kansas City. Marty Schottenheimer. Well, he's won the last two at Mile High, but before that, a horrible place for him to play, Tom.
And motion is always designed to confuse the defense. Here you're going to see Terrell Davis come up, line up right beside Shannon Sharp. Then you get the motion from the outside, Ed McCaffrey. The confusion on the defense causes the miss of the coverage, and Shannon Sharp gets deep behind the defensive backfield for a nice touchdown throw from Elway.
Tommy, weren't there questions about wasn't Elway not throwing well? What a perfect throw to Shannon Sharp. Cameron Vanover down 10-0. And look at him go. He can do this. He's a game breaker. He could go all the way. 97 yards, and the Chiefs have cut it to 10-7. Later in the first, we told you Elway on the money. Watch this. What? To Anthony Miller across the middle, 32 yards to the Chiefs' 23-yard line. And this time, Sharp in motion to the left.
Yeah, again, the subtlety. Shannon Sharp right there, lining up on the left side, coming in motion, just swings to the outside, and another beautiful pass from Elway right in the front corner of the end zone.
17-7, the Broncos. Then, a minute to go, second quarter. 2nd and 21. Big pressure by the Chiefs' front wall. Elway takes off and picks up the first down at 22-yard run and timeout. Timeout, right there. 2 plays later, Elway. The floater to Mike Sherrard. Oh, what a catch and throw. 24-7 Broncos at the half. 208 yards and a half for Elway. And Tommy, what happened with the Chiefs? They lose a little poise.
Yeah, you watch Dale Carter here on a play going away, takes a shot at Lionel Washington's knee, a cheap shot that the Broncos will remember for future, not only future games, future years. Taunting the Broncos on the sideline. Coach Marty Schottenheimer trying to stop it. It's something the Broncos will remember.
Well, Elway's still on fire. Third quarter to Anthony Miller. What? Between defenders. Oh, my goodness. They riddled the Chiefs. Down to the 15. 3 plays later. Aaron Craver up, up, up. Not quite as high as Pikes Peak, but up and in the end zone. 31-7. B-Man. As the Broncos slice and dice and make no mistake. They have a 2-game lead in the AFC West. 34-7, Elway on it. Sharp 6 for 99. All the cylinders clicking, Tom.
Yeah, all cylinders clicking, and certainly after that cheap shot by Dale Carter, we saw the Broncos defense pick things up in the form of some hard hits on the Chiefs.
So the Broncos win it 34-7. When we come back, game balls and, hey, Bolts, Seahawks in the Pacific Northwest. Who would swim upstream?
Don't just send flowers, send Maui flowers from 1-800-SEND-MAUI. Now you can delight anyone with a spectacular gift box of exotic tropical flowers, express delivered from the island paradise of Maui. These stunning, long-lasting flowers will be shipped garden fresh within hours of their cutting at a surprisingly affordable price. So for loved ones, birthdays, or a corporate gift, don't just send flowers, send Maui flowers. Call toll-free 1-800-SEND-MAUI.
Free for small business owners. Now you can say goodbye to your bookkeeping hassles forever because the makers of Quicken have invented QuickBooks, the #1 selling accounting software that makes it fast and easy to do the things you don't love doing, like paying bills, writing invoices, figuring out what your customers owe, even tracking inventory and doing payroll. QuickBooks makes it all hassle-free. Call now to get a trial version absolutely free through this special limited-time TV offer.
Where do you turn for college football's most complete Saturday preview show? The best in the game. Chris Fowler, Lee Corso, and Kirk Herbstreit bring you the inside scoop on the day's biggest games. College Game Day, Saturday at 11:30, only on ESPN.
NFL Primetime is brought to you by the Visa Check Card. It works just like a check, only better.
Well, have a trick-or-treating, and the Chargers going out with a lot of their key players against the Seattle Seahawks. Robert Blackman and the Seahawks have not had many takeaways this year, but Stake was playing, not Stan Humphries. They made a mistake. Sean Salisbury picked off by Blackman, and Cortez helped make it happen.
Yeah, great play by Cortez Kennedy, tossing aside Joe Cacuzo and then leaping over Greg Engel right there to put the hit on Salisbury as he's throwing the football.
Yeah, without Courtney Hall and Junior Seau and Stan Humphries, the deck was stacked, and Chris Warren's been quiet all year, gets a couple of blocks. Gone! Could go all the way, but he doesn't. Galloway made the block on Kevin Ross at the 50-yard pickup.
Yeah, Joey Galloway peeling back to make that block on Kevin Ross right there. Something that receivers like.
2 plays later, John Freese gives to Lamar Smith. Rummage in from the 10, and the Seahawks lead at 13-6. They've lost 5 in a row to the Lightning Bolts, 9 of their last 10. Down 13-6, Salisbury into traffic. Darrell Williams picks it off. Look at him go up to the midfield stripe. He could go all the way. Change those inside the number graphics. We've had a couple of more, and he's out of this. He's gone. He's on his way to Tacoma. 20-6, Seahawks. Seahawks 2 picks in the first half. Third quarter, 23-6, Seattle. Salisbury, Brian Still, he's downfield, but even when they make a good play, they still make a mistake. Hits it by Ben. Carlton Gray picks it up, and watch this. I think I'm going to get myself a convoy. Boom! There's a block right there. Knock his own man down. Carlton, shades of gray, finally pulled down, setting up a 4th field goal by Todd Peterson. Salisbury threw for 291 yards, but he's picked up 4 times by the Seahawks. 146 yards for Chris Warren as Seattle beats the Chargers 32-13, and now the Bolts have fallen to 500.
Primetime Players is brought to you by 1-800-COLLECT. The way we call collect today.
My game ball goes to the Redskins' Terry Allen. 3 more touchdowns in Washington's win over the Colts. Allen's got 6 TDs, Tommy, in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, my game ball, Billy, to Mike Tomczak, and you'll not see a quarterback play much better than this. 22 of 27, 214, a TD. A marvelous season thus far for Mike Tomczak.
My game ball to the entire defensive unit of the New York Giants and all those interceptions. Look at the big fella, Ray Agnew, a member of the silent majority. Makes the play, gone. 5 picks, they get a safety, and they roll the Lions. Well, you saw a little history tonight. That was a lot of fun. 2,000 highlights and counting. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoy, all of us, not only those of us on the air, but our whole staff here at NFL Primetime, to bring in the highlights and the fun and the merriment and the enjoyment of the NFL to all of you at home. We start our Sunday games next week. We can't wait. For Tom Jackson and Bill Pito, I'm Chris Berman. See you.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.